Smiling? Comfortable?
Yeah.
Swadika?
Yeah.
Prakash?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Lovely to see you again.
Same here.
Good. We've just done a full walkthrough,
Yeah.
defect check, etc.
Yeah.
And your OC will be ready at some stage
Yeah.
today. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, quick impression of the build and all the colours you chose and the finishes.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Very good.
I
Very
really
good.
like the choice of the tap and the showers you used and the independent bathtub.
Good. And it makes a big difference.
It's beautiful.
Little things that make a big difference,
Yeah.
right?
Very well built outside.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. And the colours are very good as well.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Very good.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the beginning, right? People don't just wake up in the morning and buy an investment property. Most people go, I know it's a good idea. Some people know why, some don't. But in your instance, why did you start thinking about it?
We just wanted to like have some some tax deduction and something for our future.
Yes.
Right.
So tax deduction from the depreciations,
Yeah.
etc. Keep the loud up.
Yeah. Yeah. And like also negative gearing, like
Yes.
positive gearing, negative gearing, like
Yeah.
and also we want capital growth too.
Capital growth.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
We can tick that box.
Yeah. and also something we can pass to our future generation, like our kids too,
Which
if we
is
do
fantastic.
keep
They've been
it
very
like
good
long
to
term.
have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
All right.
yeah.
And you went through a process.
Mhm.
Yeah. What process did you go through to find somebody?
I just hit like Google. It was me, so
Yeah.
I hit Google and I like send okay, like dual key 10 property will give me like more cash flow,
Yeah.
because you need cash flow to keep you in the game, right?
To keep you being able to do more and more.
Yeah,
it's one of the
exactly.
ways, yeah.
So yeah, I started searching, and in one of the search, that was it was not Hamilton.
Brookfield then,
It was
yes.
Brookfield then,
Yeah.
yeah.
Same ABN, same
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. Then it came up. Then I contacted you.
Yeah.
We had like a 10-15 minutes conversation initially,
Mhm.
and then we had like I think you came to
Been to your
Ice Ride
house,
for
yes.
an hour.
Yeah.
You explained, we understood it, and we also knew that you also know your maths.
We did lots of maths, much of
Exactly.
PIAs, numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we talked, and then I think the same time, like after that, we just paid the deposit for the.
I think there were 2 or 3 meetings actually by the time, but one at your house.
Yeah, I think
Zoom
it was
as well.
it was over the Zoom. So
Yeah, correct.
initial was over the Zoom,
Yeah.
and then you made a visit,
Right.
and then we decided, hey,
Correct.
this is the builder this is the guy we're gonna go ahead with.
Why did you pick us to do this?
Um,
What made you comfortable, or
it
what
was
was it?
it was very professional.
Mhm.
Very professional from initial, right? And we knew that, if we do go with you, right? I mean, it's like we do selected, 2 or 3 builders. We just like shortlisted,
Mhm.
and then we went through the process that you went,
Mhm.
and yours was most simple,
Mhm.
and it does make sense, and the numbers did make sense. So we said, hey, this is our guy, Jeff is our guy. So yeah,
It's been an honour.
yeah,
I
yeah,
take it very seriously. I promised you that day
yeah.
that I would come and monitor the build process, send you updates. You'd also have a site supervisor.
Yeah.
How has the build process been?
Oh, it was very smooth. It's very even smoother than the home that we built. It was very that was we had to go run back and forth,
Yes.
right? But this was we're just doing our stuff, and the build was progressing. When the time for the payment came, we arranged it, and now we are here, very close to handover. Very smooth.
And in actual fact, the sooner you've got your insurances organised, the tenants are
Yeah.
ready to come in.
Exactly.
It was very quick outside.
Yeah.
Yes. And what's good news is, if you remember, we did some forecasts. I'm always conservative, but we
Yeah.
ran the maths,
Yeah.
right? And you're right, some people do single, some people do dual. You did dual for your reasons,
Yeah.
right? It'll help with the tax, right? Obviously mortgages and
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
yeah? But we're way over the rent, like $250, $300
Yes.
more rent,
Yes.
which is good.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Everybody always goes, will it cover it? Will it cover it? The interest rates have gone up. Well, it's a rising market for everything typically.
Yeah.
So good positive cash flow for you, even though the interest rates are higher, which is good because of the rent.
Yeah.
And capital gain, you've also made a considerable amount.
Yeah, we did. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. So I'm going to ask you for a mark out of 10. It's got to be from 0. You can give us 0 up to 10.
Yeah.
I have to ask it that way because it's an NPS score, and it's your mark as to how happy you would be referring us to someone else.
Very happy. I'd give it a 10 out of 10. I
Me
love
too.
the feedback every week.
Yeah.
I think Daniel.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
actually what
He wrote us feedbacks every week.
yeah. And like, you know, he did provide it every Wednesday, very consistent.
Mhm.
We were just looking ahead, like, you know, instead of calling Hannah or like checking, we'll just wait for Wednesday. We'll just get that like good update
Yeah.
and with photos as well when there's like major completions.
It's really
Okay.
good. Very smooth.
Yeah, like you continue with your like, you know, your personal, your professional work.
Yeah.
And just on Wednesday come and have a look at your email. The
I
updates
think
are
it's
there.
very good if you're living in a busy city. Like life is so busy, we were
Yes.
not hassled.
A lot of people say, almost forgot. I also have people say, you're more excited about the build than I am, all those sorts of things. But for us, it's a pleasure.
I think Vikash said the builder is on fire. He's gonna build it.
Yeah, because initially, like, you know, like from the slab, the frames, it was just like 2 weeks, like, you know. So that was like pretty quick. I said like, we did build, like this is our third build, like,
Yep.
you know. And this one fast and without, like very simple. We really don't have to go back to the builder like every now and then. But before we were on our house setup,
Yeah. Having a chase.
and then it
Stuff
was,
happens and it just gets
Yeah.
managed.
Yeah.
by-
But
by
we were
systems.
not hassled.
No,
That's
no,
the
good for
problem.
you.
yeah, and
So what advice, because there are people who, you know, we're taught the debt model.
Mhm.
Go to work, pay your taxes, get a house loan, pay it off slowly, and then at some point in time, it's like, oh, what's retirement going to be like? And lots of people don't think about that till 2 years before, right? So there's people who haven't thought, watching this, and there's people who, you know, think they know what they need to know, but this hasn't come up. They're clever people, they're in really good jobs, they earn good income, but they haven't done it. Right? What advice have you got for someone watching this?
Invest so that you can retire early.
I think invest so that you can like get out of the red race quicker,
Yeah.
right? It does takes like, you know, it won't happen overnight. Yeah, so the earlier you get into this,
Yeah.
the better it is, and the earlier you can get out of that red race.
Yes.
Right.
So it pays off your home loan
Yeah.
faster if you set it up correctly.
Yeah, exactly.
You can also use the equity that you've made,
Yeah,
right, as a release to do something
Yeah.
again.
yeah.
So your advice would be,
Go with Hamilton Homes
Yeah.
because that's one builder that did not collapse during
And
COVID.
I 100% agree with Swatika. Yeah.
We were thinking about it at a point,
yeah,
but he proved us wrong.
Yeah.
right. So it's been an honour to look after you,
Thank you
to
so
see
much.
you at
Jeff.
each of the stages. Your
Yeah.
work, it's good.
And the build is very good. I
Yeah,
like the
the
soft
quality-
closing doors,
quality.
everything. It's just
Yeah.
perfect.
It's very good.
I mean, this is even better than our.
Our
than
Oh, everybody gets to that point. It's usually after they finish the video they go,
It's really good. I'll tell you, it's really good.
Yeah.
Really
Thankfully, we're
impressed.
in trade and we keep updating our houses.
Yeah.
But you walk in and you see some of the things in the
It's really very good. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very impressed.
Okay, great. Thank you. And you're happy that I showed this to some people?
Sure,
Wow,
sure.
100%.
No problem.
Done.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Easy.